Artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. Girls, I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey and welcome along to another episode of Draw with Mikey, episode 137. Oh, these are really chugging along these days, guys. Lovely to be back. So this is the super casual midweek series, unedited rambling, where I'm just sharing whatever artwork I happen to have been up to recently, good, bad or otherwise, in the background of the video. Although at the moment you'll notice it's the Hinata times JIRAIYA Smexy fan art that we're doing as part of a Patreon lot. So this is going out to the December pack. And obviously a group later as well, and basically you guys may be just diving in for an hour to your own work, getting stuff done in the background, and of course, most importantly, it's my opportunity to touch bases with you guys by reading through the comments. So any thoughts, feedback, questions, you know, tra-la-la-la-la, blah blah blah, get yourself in the comment section below, and with any luck I'll be reading it next time around. This episode I might be a bit throaty and husky. I'm just going to sip some coffee right now. Delicious. I always recommend a tea or coffee, you delicious friends, because I'm just getting this guy out of the way very early in the morning on the day of its release, because I've had quite a few other busy things to start fitting in over the week. Just trying to, you know, get on those sponsorships, trying to send some stuff out there, and most importantly of all, cracking on Patreon. Oh, in fact, whilst we're here, let me just talk about this really quickly. We've had a whole load of new joiners to Patreon in the last 3-4 weeks. Welcome, new people. Thank you so much. I am doing Patreon catch-up at the moment. I'm working through the backlog, but because a lot of you new people have joined, specifically because you were enticed by the Fubuki stuff and the Tsunade Orochimaru stuff, and there might be a few fans of Hinata NTR. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a moment. I am actually going to pop out, hopefully tomorrow, just a little taster pack to you guys with some of the more recent work in there. It's not going to be the full rewards packs. They're still coming in full separately to you guys just a bit further down the line, but just a little bit of something to keep you warm in those cold summer nights, and also just as a thank you, and also a cheers for bearing with. So yeah, watch this space, but also those delicious December patrons are the ones that are getting this particular Hinata pack in full. And yeah, so I posted the line art on Instagram. And now I've heard of it, Neotare, before, but I didn't really know what it meant. I just knew that it was a vague hentai term. And yeah, it turns out it's not quite cuckolding. It's like infidelity, but also infidelity to the person you might love or be married, but not necessarily even in a relationship with. Am I getting this right? So this particular image, trying to tell a story with this piece, i.e. that Naruto's a little bit oblivious to the fact that his sensei, JIRAIYA, is taking advantage of the fact that Hinata likes Naruto, but maybe she has to go through him to get Naruto's approval, something along those lines. You know, he's doing a bit of a, oh, if you want Naruto to like you, you need to come make a video with me. That kind of vibe. So I think that falls into the NTR category. So I've learnt a little bit. Thank you very much, everybody on Twitter telling me about hentai. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and also, whilst we're here, obviously the last month's patrons' names will be scrolling. Look, don't worry, I'm just about to read the comments, I promise. The last month's Patreon names will be scrolling across the screens as ever. But because this is part of a December pack, I just want to shout out and show some love, specifically to Zahaki, Michael P, Marissa, Brendan J, Anthony C, Hamongchi L, Repair 1997, Carlos R, Shelved Oddities, Bernard W, Gundam Star 97, Alexandra M, Wobbly, Maysharp 3310, and Akumu Arts. You delicious highest tier patrons on Patreon, getting, well, this and the extra dojin stuff, so bear with, and thank you so much for that lovely support. Anyway, guys, so allow me to dive into the comment section below, but of course, yeah, thank you, the patrons on I always try to mention this a bit more these days, because YouTube demonetizes some. Oh my god! Oh, okay, that's just reminded me. Let me talk about one more thing, and then we're gonna touch bases and catch up. So, last week was quite interesting. Sorry to and fro. In the last DWM episode of Tsunade times Orochimaru fan art, Orochimaru, I kind of posted up the video, and then I kind of posted up another copy for a bit and then got rid of it. And the reason why is because I put up the video and it was kind of doing quite well. Everybody was quite liking it and giving it a click. I know this is not very interesting, but it's kind of interesting to me. And then after the first 4 hours, the video just kind of trailed off and just died. And also, that after the first 4 hours is when somebody from YouTube manually removed the thumbnail. I fucking love you guys, YouTube. Thank you so much for killing my content. And so they don't tell you this, but I was on their chat and I was just asking them what's going on here. And they said, okay, we don't actually tell you, but when a video's thumbnail gets flagged, if we remove the thumbnail, another thing that we do is we also then flag the video overall so that it no longer becomes suggested to anyone. It no longer appears in anybody's feeds. We push it down in search results. We hide the content. So basically, the moment each of them, because you might have noticed in a lot of my Draw of Mikey episodes, randomly the thumbnail will disappear, and it's probably just YouTube automatically generating an image from the video, which is usually just my smiling face, my big smiling grinner in the beginning of a video. And then later on, I might put up another thumbnail that's a little bit safer, or a big censored bar, or an even bigger censored bar. And each time YouTube keeps taking these down. And what I didn't realize is the very first time they do this, they are then also killing the video. God damn it, YouTube. So hopefully today's episode is automatically up with a great big censored bar across the thumbnail and so on. So anyway, the reason why I missed around with the last one is I kind of took it down, put it up again with a safer thumbnail. But even though the other thumbnail to and I don't know if I just have a really skewed perspective on what isn't safe anymore, but even though it is super, super safe and wholesome, they still took it down and then killed that other video as well. Pain in the ass. So, really quick side note, what I did is I just started uploading some really short videos. And what I did is it's just a close-up image of this particular Hinata times JIRAIYA. The video's like 20 seconds long, and I put in the Hinata thumbnail, like with no censorship, big boobs, but the entirety of the video was also just the thumbnail image. So that when somebody from YouTube manually comes along and deletes a thumbnail, it automatically picks like a frame from the video, which is also the thumbnail. So I didn't know what I was expecting. I just did that just to fuck with them. And I got an email back saying, hello, we have removed your video entirely for violating YouTube's policies. So I got in trouble. Those fuckers. Anyway, so long story short, gobble, gobble, gobble. We are currently in the spicy Mikey versus YouTube demonetization story arc. This is season 4, Mikey Mega Mega. Thank you so much for joining along. But that's enough about me and rambling along. Other than that, I've just been enjoying working away and drinking tea. I hope you guys are doing well. What are you working on? Any anime stuff and other thing? Any video game suggestions, anime suggestions? I need to hear all about it. Oh, okay, one more thing. I mentioned that after JoJo's Adventure Part 4, I was probably going to be working my way into the Castlevania Netflix series. However, there's a rather excellent video game live streamer who knows that Castlevania franchise quite well, and her audience on Twitch were basically saying, no, play Castlevania 3 and then play Symphony of the Night and then watch the Netflix series. So I might just put a slight delay on that. Anyway, I'm enjoying JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, watching children cycling over bags with cats in them and other such mental things. Anyway, Ella Kalura from last week's episode, guys, get in the comments, says, this man has the most charming voice and yet the darkest mind. Oh my, thank you so much. I mean, well, I can't really deny that, can I? Thank you so much for the kind words, though. I'll take the voice part as a compliment. And Coffee Junkie says, I came here for the same reasons you all did. Excellent art. Guys, I'm really glad you like that Tsunade Orochimaru piece. Yeah. Who's the next Naruto girl that we're going to do? We need to do just Ladies of the Leaf for Kunoichi. I want to do... I think I keep calling her Rangiku from Bleach by accident. The lady who used Genjutsu on Itachi is called Kurenai, right? Kurenai Yuhi? I think we might be doing her yet. Kurenai times... Is it Hoshigaki Kisame, the Rain Village Shark Boy? You know who I'm talking about. Shark Boy versus Lava. Anyway. So yeah, we got options. Yeah, and it's a clean anime style. Loving it. We'll just make our way through. So thank you very much for the kind comments, guys. Average Knight says, YouTube, we will demonetize content that's not family friendly. The magnificent Mikey. You dare challenge me? Imagine a man with an idea so profound and so simple that he will finally allow spiders to communicate with cats. Does anybody remember that Always Sunny episode where he puts on that voice? Oh, thank you, my good friend. Oh, the aches and pains do get to me. Hyris says, Mikey, people who merge layers are dangerous. Me, who merges every layer into one. Oh, disgusting, Hyris. You people who collapse your layers and merge them all together. Now, I know it's a free world and we have to be accepting and there's more than one way to live your life and, you know, you need to be open-minded and look after each other. But you people who collapse all of your layers into just one or two layers, I don't know about you guys. I really don't know. I don't know. Anyway, when I'm empowered, just watch yourself. Shrew Shoo says, women gives birth in a river. YouTube, it's fine. Read more. Mikey draws draws tsundere. YouTube, do you think the guidelines are a joke? We're demonetizing you. This isn't for children. This is terrible. Ooh. Yeah. The Draw of Mikey episodes have not been monetized at all since, I think one about 5 weeks ago. In my last 10 video... Oh, do you know they demonetized my how to draw clothing folds tutorial for a bit as well? I had to get that reviewed and added back on. In my last 10 YouTube uploads, I'm not bitching, this is just how it is. I know I draw spicy content, I just like to moan. But in my last 10 video uploads, I think maybe 3 or 4 of them were monetized. I was like, God damn it, thank God for those patrons. KM11BJ, rest credit, SS, what on earth are you saying? Says, Mikey says, I love moaning. Oh shit, did I say that last week as well? I've literally just said that. Me, looking at your art. I bet you do. Oh, you spicy boys. And Disklike Bot 3, oh my goodness, says, this is the first time I've seen you draw a dude. Yeah, because we've got Orochimaru in the background. So this will be the second dude for Jiraiya. Is it technically free with Naruto? He's barely in the image. But this is my impression of you guys every single year. Oh, Mikey, you never draw guys. We've never seen you draw a dude. Mikey doesn't know what a dude is. And then once a year, I'll do a drawing tutorial, which includes male figures or the male frame. And everybody's just like, oh my God, the end is nigh, the apocalypse, Mikey draw a dude. And then a week later, like, you all forget and you're just like, Mikey never draws guys. So I'm just like, fine. Okay. Deolface says, why does every time Mikey does a drawing of Mikey boost my confidence in how to draw? I've just realised how bad I am though in the end. Oh, I'm so sorry, but also... so glad. Guys, well, that's the whole point of this series. For me personally, it's so that I can touch bases with you lot and just stay in touch with you guys in general as an audience. Like, it's nice. I like the interaction. Although, you know, it's done a bit more easily on Twitch. Guys, come follow me on Twitch where we're live and drawing and playing games. But also, it's so that you guys have got like some rambling Englishmen in the background of your lives for an hour, whilst maybe you just need to dive in and kind of have a little bit of motivation doing your own art. We're technically all drawing together. Let me just get down here. Somebody whose name is in Japanese, and I want to say it's like Susoi Susen, or something like that. It's a lot of water kanji. I might not have done that right. Says it's a hentai style master artist. And that is the key. Now, sure, Patreon stuff is a little bit spicier. That's just the nature of the internet. But overall, publicly, yeah, it's hentai-ish. As in, it's not hentai, it's just spicy. Just spicy for T's and C's reasons. Uzi says the best... Oh my God, yeah. Guys, so last week I asked you guys, what is... your example of an excellent remake of an anime, because we live in an age where, you know, it's the air quotes, they raped my childhood age, where they remake everything that we remember, my generation at least, really, really badly, and with no energy or no oomph or style, because it's all committee. So the inverse, what were really good examples of anime remakes that worked? Uzi says, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm currently working on also some BBW hentai commissions in the planning stages of an RPG game. Oh my goodness, that's going to be cash money, good sir. And you're currently doing an art study, character color shading and shadows. Color shading into shadows. Oh, what, like increasing a little bit of saturation and bumping around the color wheel just before you go into the shadow plane? Interesting stuff. And also, I took Scott Harris's figure drawing class 2 years back. Oh my God! Okay, guys, we need to talk about this. Holy shit, it's been a busier week than I thought. Okay, Uzi, firstly, yes. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is for one that I was kind of asking you guys about. Like, I've heard people say that the original does its own thing, but does it quite well, even though it's not manga accurate. So do I just want to watch both? Also, let's talk about Scott Harris. So as you know, one of my favourite things to bitch about is that goddamn Scott Harris advert, right? On the internet, you see it all the time. And so I just like did a Twitter post last week, like, oh, does anybody know if Scott Harris has a Udemy course? I wish he'd tell us every bloody video. So people were just retweeting that. Oh, God damn it. So guess who saw that? Scott Harris. So Scott Harris got in my Twitter DMs. And do you know what? It turns out Scott Harris is just like a nice bloke who just took it on the chin. And he saw that obviously I wasn't hating on him directly. I was just bitching about the advert. So that son of a bitch, Scott Harris, turns out to be a nice guy. And he was just like, he rolled with it. He was like, guys, hear me out. What if I had a drawing course that you could learn to do amazing art? So he messaged me and he was like, hey, take my course whenever you like. Here's like a download link. So I was like, God damn it. So we need to find something else to complain about, because it just turns out Scott Harris is a nice guy. God Damn it, internet. Okay, but we'll find something else. So hats off to Scott. One day I will take a look at that course. Adian Martinez says, Mikey, I love moaning. Crazy Mikey fans. Scribbling intensifies. Oh my god. Please keep your Mikey Mega Mega erotic novels just to yourself. There's no subforum for that yet. Let me drink this. And also, Aaron Jensen says that the most flamboyant anime character is basically every JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character after Part 3. They're pretty flamboyant and interesting in Part 3 as well, but Part 4, so far we've come across the evil psycho killer with the stand that moves through water. There's the golden bow and arrow crew. There's an electricity guy. There's a dude whose stand seems to work around guilt or something like that. They get very, very conceptual. And Stakona says, Mikey on YouTube, I will die on this hill will I stand, die with my big boobied anime character waifu in hand. YouTube, snipers in place, aim fire. Oh my god. Yeah, well this is just, hey, it's just for Spicy Mikey versus Demonetization story arc. We'll be out of it soon and we'll be working on different things. Stornilus says, Mikey asking last week, does Dio come back? Me. Come watch JoJo's. We have excellent villains like Dio, Dio again, Dio's boyfriend, Dio's bone, Dio's sons, Dio again, but this time he's a dinosaur, Dio from a parallel universe, and Dio from another dimension. And of course, he's the President of the United States. Wait, is any of that true, or is all of that a fun joke? So I'm assuming Dio does come back in some form or some lineage. Wait, any of those real? Seriously? Sean Kangisa says, Mikey, I don't do masterpieces, I'm just scratching on a pad. Shut up, you say. Seriously, your artwork is phenomenal. Oh, hey, no, Sean Kangisa, thank you very much for the kind words. That is awesome to hear, but it always needs to grow. We always need to be pushing. This piece right here is extremely high-end professional work. Oh, cheers, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So, as mentioned, last week's focus with the Tsunade fan art was just to try to focus on composition. Now I'm not going to do this all the time because I prefer just getting the artwork whacked out the way, but try to start to incorporate backgrounds, and if not detailed backgrounds for the sake of setting, at least actual background environmental stuff for the sake of composition, which is a little bit different sometimes. So working with Orochimaru and the snake made that rather quite easy to do because you can kind of pipe the snake in any direction you want. This one is a little bit different. The pieces for Hinata and Jiraiya, it's a little bit too busy maybe and a little bit too brown. It hasn't quite got the same pump and pop because Hinata's colours aren't those bold oranges of Tsunade. Her theme is a bit more purple and blue. But instead, it's kind of got this kind of screen printing feel in that because I've got all of these set lines for Naruto sitting up in the background that are kind of going off and parallel up into the kind of from the bottom left to the top right distance. It kind of has that semi-orthographic print screen Japanese old school design feeling to it because it's all a bit muddy and all a bit brown. I don't know if anybody else feels that, maybe it's just me. And also, I kind of wasn't sure, I knew what I wanted the relationship between Hinata and Jiraiya to be, i.e. he's kind of unzipping her and she's kind of letting it happen but kind of not into it. But also, I wasn't sure if maybe Naruto was going to be outside and they were going to be inside the ramen place, or if Naruto is going to be unconscious on the floor to tell the story a little bit differently. And so on. So I kind of I put them from being inside to outside and vice versa and just added some more toads. And had to redraw Hinata's face like 1 billion times, basically. Because each time I did it, I was just like, oh, I'm not quite giving it the same feel and energy as the Tsunade pace or the same character design. But also, I eventually had to kind of be like, well, actually, she's not a mature lady like Tsunade is. She's not quite going to have all of those extra lines and details around the eyes and the brow and the nose. It's going to be a little bit of that simpler anime nose feeling. And then I kind of found it and then I felt much, much happier. But I'm trying not to settle. So each time I do that line work, and some of it's acceptable, but if it's not really still there for me, and there's a little niggle in the back of my head that just says, it's passable, but it's not quite it, then I'm trying to now just really come back to it until I find it, basically. I'm always searching for it. I don't know what it is. It's a thought, it's a feeling, it's a dream, it's a future, but I'm always searching for it, and I think most of us are. Gio Hernandez says, I've noticed that in all of his drawing videos, this guy applies really good technique. Oh shit! The textures are just so detailed without being too realistic, and I love it. He applies shading very well. Oh, thank you very much. And in my case, I have a very bad sense of where the shading should go and where the lighting should be. Also, not only that, he's very good at knowing exactly how something looks. Oh, reference, mate. Look at loads of pictures of loads of things. What I mean by that is I typically don't know how some things would look in a drawing if they were done in real life without a reference. Oh, mate, reference. And even with a reference, I'm pretty bad at copying. It really goes to show the level of skill that comes at a professional level. Gio Hernandez just called me a professional. Oh, hey, Gio, those are really, really kind words, man. Thank you so much. Now, this doesn't do me any favors, but I'm just going to say this so that you guys can hopefully feel a bit better. This is all completely attainable. Just give it time and just give it practice. If you want to kind of just put this in perspective, look at some of my artwork and videos from 2 or 3 years ago and just look at how bad my fan art was back then. And you're going to see that, like, I'm only just finding this myself at the moment. So, guys, it's all a journey. Psychosis Gamers says, by the power of a mighty son, Mikey, good sir, you seriously helped me, by watching your videos, make up my mind on what I want to do with my life. Oh, shit, really? I was getting really, really depressed because no job could give me any satisfaction, but you helped me see the light. Getting close to my 40s, so there's no time to waste. Hey man, never too late, good sir. You call yourself a spicy artist, I'm going to take it a few steps further. I'm going to go full hentai. I just love naked bodies. Well. Again, I've spurned a hentai artist into fruition on the internet. Fantastic. I've got some anatomy and drawing books. I'm getting serious about drawing. Oh, it's a bit of an essay here. I keep falling into the same traps, studying from books, looking right, but you find a lot of different authors are just recycling the same things. True. I always recommend that Hotengeki book. It's in my book suggestions video in my tutorials playlist. I don't practice and I don't like theory. Oh, that's not going to help. But I want to see where the path will take me. Words are cheap, but seriously, I can't thank you enough. Salutations and respect. Hey, dude, good luck down that deep pathway of your H journey. I hope it bears good fruit for you, good sir. Mate, 40s is nothing, man. Like, when it comes to start. I've had people message me who are just like, I'm retired now and I'm just getting into art because I've finally got the time to do it. Thank you very much. It's like, oh, that's the fucking best, man. Like, pick it up whenever. But, you know, sooner than later, mate. Come on. Clock's ticking. Dino Goodley says, hello there, boob man. Boob man. I'll take it. I heard the remake of Fruits Basket is really good and actually wholesome. You brought up Mortal Kombat and that made me want to see the women, Katana, Melina and Jade, of the franchise drawn in your style. That would be very nice because they actually butchered their costume designs. Less skin to be more respectful. Well, we're trying to be more woke these days, aren't we? We're trying to... Either you have to remove the clothing from the men or put more clothing back on the women. We have to find equality somewhere. And don't worry, guys. Every time they put... Now, I know that this is like a bit of a touchy subject because I know it's actually a symptom of a wider issue of things becoming over-homogenized because there's loads of people on Twitter these days who like to start cancel culture because they don't find things respectful. Because they're from the deep... I don't know, it's fine. But basically, like, whenever they redesign a character and give them more clothing to make them more realistic and less sexy, you've always got the original. And I've said this before, but, like, if you unsexify a lady in a video game or an anime franchise remake... I am going to add that sexiness right back in when I do a fan art of her. So yeah, Mortal Kombat ladies, I'm down. However, I do not know about the world of Mortal Kombat. I played Mortal Kombat 2 and or 3, maybe 2. Yeah, 2, because they still look like ninjas in 2, and in 3 they just look like guys wearing jackets. Yeah, I think Mortal Kombat 2, back on the PlayStation back in the day with the finishers. It was very gory and I was very into it. Maybe I played Mortal Kombat 4 at some point. But it wasn't my vibe. I was a Tekken 3 boy through and through. Mate, I was Yoshimitsu. So guys, if I was to do any Mortal Kombat ladies, what generation of Mortal Kombat video game are the good costumes in? Like, you guys need to help me out here. I do not know about these things. And also, Fruits Basket being wholesome. Thank you. I'm just going to add that in. Fruits Basket got a remake, huh? I was unaware. Fruits Basket is actually on my suggestions from another streamer of animes that I need to watch. PM Boons is part of the early gang. Lovely to have you. And Mofo Kage says, Mikey is the artist that has all the culture. Come, my friends, into my cultured cave. You'll be safe here. Tell an adult where you are. Shavgin Henderson says, who else in the comments would like to see Mikey doing his own manga? Thank you very much. I have an idea for a thing, but the problem is that there is now a manga or anime out called The Tower of God. I've still not watched a single episode, but the name itself terrifies me because a lot of my own manga idea that I've had boiling in the back of my head for the last 10 years, like filling up sketchbooks of characters and possible plots and stuff, kind of is vaguely set somehow in the Tower of God. So I'm just like, oh shit, is it too late? Have I been beaten to the punch? Fuck. So we'll see. I'm quite confident everything that I've come up with for most of it is original, even though it's a little bit One Piecey if I'm not careful. So I'm hopefully going to read The Tower of God, see it's completely different from what I'm thinking of, and feel safe again and emotionally okay by still not actually doing any work and just working on spicy doujin art instead for Patreon. The Medieval Iman, hello there good sir, says, good day Mikey, hello Medieval. First off, let me just say that having a don't dream it's over randomly pop into your head is one of the 7 scientifically proven signs that you still have good taste. Oh really? Oh, you can't argue with science. Fantastic. Wait, what did I say? Oh my god, I've just expanded this. It's an entire 2 paragraphs. Okay, we might just vibe through this quickly. Second, I wanted to say that I'm very glad I stumbled onto your channel a year or so ago. Well, thank you very much for coming along. It's lovely having you. I was having a hard time with, let's just say, proportions. And when I needed them the most, along came your tutorials on how to draw boobs. Well, I'm here for a purpose. Exactly what I needed. Managed to get my girls back down to reasonable sizes. None of them are Tsunade in scope, but I had 1 or 2 that needed to be a bit smaller. Oh, we're talking about boobs. He's using code here, but we're talking about boobs. Anyway, I still need the stuff about robes and cloaks. They mess me up a lot of the time. I'm not an anime or manga artist. Oh, well, we've just done those robes. But I've been working on a way to combine Western style drawing with manga techniques. Man, there's loads of stuff that did that. A lot of Western comic books went through this heavy phase in, I want to say, the late 90s, early 2000s, where they tried to reach into a manga Japanese audience. So you had stuff like Neon Cyber and other things coming out where it's just like, it's not quite one and it's not quite the other, and I'm not quite interested. Anyway, speaking of lines, the thing I'm trying to figure out is lineless artwork. Do you mean painting? I don't want to get into super realistic art or even something as involved like Sakimi-chan can do, but semi-realistic is vaguely what I'm aiming for. Is there any way you could do a tutorial on a method for doing lineless art? That might not actually be my strong point. I do have a painting method where I paint my way through stuff, but I'm still painting over a sketch and then painting through and refining that and then replacing edges later in the process. I'll try to see what I can come up with. Anyway, thanks very much from Canada. You're welcome. P.S. You should probably exercise. Fuck! Okay. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Over the last 2 Draw of Mikey episodes, I've been working quite hard on Patreon. I've not done any exercise yet. So guys, for the moment, I don't want this to become like a habit, but for the moment, you do have my permission to call me a fat bastard in the Draw of Mikey episodes. Actually, if you say bastard, YouTube might hide your comments. Just call me a fat boy. Just to remind me that I do need to do exercise. So that's fair. I'm going to allow that. Bruh, the low quality singing of Crowded House made me feel nostalgic. Hey, Minya Kokenbaker, I'm here for you. I'm basically like the best part of a radio. Mikey Sings the Hits is a new CD I'm working on. It's going to be out soon. I'm going to do the classics. Don't Speak, No Doubt, all that stuff. Gio Hernandez says, I'm not deep on that H, I'm deep on the spice. Quote of my life. Yeah, that's how we do things. Guys, let me have a little sip of this good stuff. So yeah, if you know of good anime remakes. Oh, also, what series of costumes should I be doing? Any Mortal Kombat characters? Also, guys, I am going to do a poll. I'm trying to get into polling. So maybe I should do character fan arts in series of 3 as we go forward. 3 ladies from Naruto, 3 from Bleach, 3 from One Piece, and just keep rotating like that to keep it fresh. So I need to put up a poll on Twitter or something like that. Can we do polls on YouTube posts? I'm not sure. Because I need to, like, who are the best 3 waifus from Bleach? I want to say, like, it's Rangiku, Neliel, Yoruichi. But then there's also the Espada with the underboob, you know, the one with the shark sword. And then obviously there's Orihime, and then, there's a few more. We've got options. We've got too many options. So anyway, that's just for me to figure out in the future. Guys, follow me on Twitter. We'll be doing posts. Turka Demiray says, I love moaning. Mikey 2020. Oh my God, you've all really lent on that as a quote. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And Jewel Beans says, I'm sketching some of my elven and monster creatures whilst listening to Draw with Mikey. Well, thank you very much for coming in. It helps me relax when I'm under a lot of stress from college. Who isn't back in those days? I still, every now and then, have dreams stroke nightmares about me struggling to get my university work done, and then I wake up and I'm just like, oh no, wait, that was like 15 years ago. I'm a grown man. I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, as for anime sequels, there's a new Inuyasha sequel that's coming up where it's going to be about his and his brother's daughters traveling around old Japan fighting monsters from the gist of it. Oh, so this isn't a remake, but an Inuyasha sequel? Yeah, I've watched the first 20 to 30 episodes of Inuyasha. I think I've got them all somewhere sitting on a hard drive. I do need to dive back into that. Inuyasha is absolute classic, boy. Swati. And Kat says, imagine this absolute piece of art in Renaissance times. I wonder what the people would think about it. Oh yeah, I'd probably be in trouble with the Vatican or something. Leon Alcaida says, I don't care how lewd your drawings are. They're really inspirational and it helps me develop as a newbie artist. Well then, I have done my job in life. And Bazinga says, hey Mikey, hello there Bazinga. I've been trying to find a new anime to watch. I was wondering if you could list your top 5 favourites. What a handsome question. Top 5 favourite animes. So we're talking about anime series, not anime movies. Okay, now don't hold a gun to my head. Don't use this in an argument against me further down the line. I'm just going to shoot from the hip. Top 5, no particular order. Let's sip some coffee. They are Hunter x Hunter, obviously. Fantastic, Nen, subversive, shonen brilliance. One Piece. One Piece anime was still really fun. That's actually how I got into One Piece before. I watched the anime all the way up to the Alabasta Kingdom arc, and then I shifted to the manga. So yeah, go for it. Obviously, there's a lot of filler episodes, be careful. Hellsing Ultimate. There's a whole lot of shit going on in there. Vampire Madness. I've got to say Berserk, haven't I? No! Anime, Berserk manga. Berserk anime, you can get into trouble, because there's so much shit stuff out there. The old original Berserk has some great moments, but it's a bit more nostalgically good than it is good. Okay, ignore Berserk, 2 more slots to fill. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 2 Battle Tendency, with the Pillar Men, come on. And one more, an anime that I've really liked. Oh, now I know most people say Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is incredible, it's fantastic. And I know that Cowboy Bebop is superior, but I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say Trigun. The first half of Trigun, and then the last 3 episodes of Trigun, because I think it falls off the cliff a little bit when you're fighting a load of bad guys. It gets really sad and really, really dour and depressing for about 5 episodes towards the end. But the very end stuff, and Rem, the episode of Rem Savarem made me cry. When you realise who they are and why Trigun, why Vash the Stampede is the kind of guy he is, and it's all about Rem's wishes. Oh, mate. Yeah, so those are my answers. Hunter x Hunter. What else did I say? JoJo's, Trigun, the other ones, all the good stuff, all the good, Hellsing Ultimate, all the good stuff. So those are my 5 shooting from the hip. What about you guys? 5 anime, shoot from the hip, go, right now. DT Alistelli says, me, finds a Mikey Mega channel. Oh, hello there. My smart part of the brain. Wait, does YouTube allow this? My eyes. Am I supposed to look somewhere else? The lewd part of my brain. Yes, I'll finally be able to learn. And the mature part of my brain. I just hope that nobody walks in. And as a whole, alright, I found heaven. DTLS Day, brilliant. What I've heard is, channel, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Overall rating, 10 out of 10. I'll take it. Elia says, hey Mikey. Hello there, Elia. Have you ever watched the anime Blood Sea? No, but this is an anime TV adaptation from an animated short film called Blood the Last Vampire, right? About a young Japanese schoolgirl vampire slayer? Something along those lines? It's very much a 90s fantasy thing, isn't it? And Rai Rai says, Dio is indeed gone. Oh, though there is a certain boyfriend of his, and I'm not going to tell who or what he'll do though. Oh, so Dio is gone, but the Dio legacy still perseveres in JoJo's. Okay, good sir. And Ultra Crazy Guy says, hope your quarantine's going well. Oh, mate, I'm okay about shut-in life, but I'm really struggling to draw anime hair, especially female hair. When I follow your anime face tutorial, help. But I'm not saying your tutorial is bad. Oh no, don't worry. My tutorials, now the problem, because I live in the real world. I do live in reality, and I have a very critical eye. And the point of my tutorials is to get you drawing and get you kind of understanding a few basic things and to get you into anime. But when I look back at my tutorials, one of my main concerns is that people follow along and copy, but I'm not giving you guys enough of the tools to go along and then use those exact same rules yourself separately for your own art and designs. So I think, like, now obviously most of the Draw of Mikey episodes are just crammed full of the more finished pieces for Patreon, but what I'm going to be doing once we've got those out of the way is, like, say that I've just recently had a how to draw feet tutorial or the soles of feet, then the following Draw of Mikey episode can just be a solid hour of feet, using those basic shapes at 100 different angles to really nail home what we'd studied in the tutorial, and then turning that into enough a reference sheet that you can grab on my Patreon reference packs for $1 and so on, so that it kind of complements it, but also really drills it into you that you need to be using these shapes more than once, not just copying what you see in a tutorial, but taking them and reapplying them and so on. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Also, I need to start getting a little bit more intermediate soon. So maybe we could take a look at an intermediate body torso shape compared to the basics. There's not much difference. It's just that once you do those basic shapes, you tend to break them down a little bit further and start to notice and point out a few different edges and shapes that go on in a human form, just to make things look better and better as we go along. So yeah, we're working our way through. But anyway, thank you very much nonetheless. And yeah, quarantine for me is just working away, good sir. Although my sleeping pattern is terrible, there is that. Jan Uwu Potato says, Mikey, in England they let you learn a new language for free. My school yeets French at me for the last 2 years. Me, well, you're not wrong, and I do hate it. I want to learn Japanese, but nope, you've got to learn French. Honestly, if a school's trying to teach you, seriously guys, this is one of the few things that if you give it a go, it is worth it regardless. I really don't mind or care what language it is. You might think, ooh, this is useless knowledge. If your school doesn't teach you Japanese, learn Japanese when you're in college, learn Japanese when you're in uni, whatever. But if your school is trying to teach you any language for free, if you actually apply just to that lesson, and your art courses obviously, and maybe maths as a backup, if you apply yourself to that kind of stuff, you will learn that language, and being able to have that will come in handy 5 years down the line when you're randomly in another country on holiday and you're trying to get a really good rate off a lap dancer in Berlin. Like, it's gonna help, trust me. That's not a specific example. Fake Emperor says, damn, that was thick. Thank you very much. Tsunade is the thickest one, I think, out of the Leaf Ladies. I don't think there's another Leaf Lady or another Naruto female character with a bigger setup. And Umbrella ASDS says, I've never been this fast clicking on a video. Oh, fantastic. You must have gotten in back in the beginning before YouTube crushed it. Pillow Feathers says, now I know this meme and I love it. Pillow Feathers says, Mikey, wait, it's all porn? Old Mikey. Now this is obviously me with a gun to the back of my head in space. It always was. And Manticus Lol says, firstly, nice artwork. Thank you, Manticus. I appreciate that. Secondly, I've been working on some sketches and skulls. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Guys, what are you drawing right now? What homework are you doing? What things are you doing? Are you just chilling out? Are you just sitting there? Why not pick up a pencil? And third, the best anime reworking that I know is Dororo. They remade Dororo? Keep up the good work, fam. Hey, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. I'm going to grab that suggestion. So guys, I try to read as many of your comments as I can, and that's not all of them by a long shot. So guys, if I miss something that you're saying, especially if you're giving me a great example of anime remakes, do me a favor, copy and paste it into today's episode so that I might be able to catch it next time round. It really helps. Bubble Halo says, Mikey is on YouTube's watch list. If he goes one step too far, they'll hound his ass. They already are. When they kept we got always demonetized. When they kept removing the Tsunade thumbnail from last week's DWM, that's when they just also demonetized the how to draw clothing folds tutorial. I was like, wait, is this just like some lateral fire now? Are you just doing that to like prove a point? Goddamn our YouTube overlords. One day, one day. And Kayla Bennett says, listening to this episode on my good headphones with the slurping, lip smacking, and the burping was absolutely disgusting. I'm never doing that again. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Kayla. Remember, this is the super casual midweek show. So it's just me, like, unedited, just vibing with you guys. That's how it is. And also, you are 110% correct. I'm really sorry about that. Yannick Linson says, yes, it's my favourite time of the week. Yannick, kind words. Oh, and to answer your question, most likely the Full Metal Alchemist remake was really, really dope. That appears to be the one that I'm seeing. You're working on your own manga at the moment, and about Dio coming back, I won't say anything more than Heaven Ascended Dio. Heaven Ascended Dio? Dio the Angel? Wait, what's going on? I'm really concerned. Oh my god. Okay, I am Stickman says, hey Mikey, hello there Stickman. I'm a huge fan of your videos since the how to draw hair videos and your art has gotten even better each episode. Hey, thanks man. You're an amazing artist, nope, and one hell of an inspiration. Hey, thank you. Drawing suggestions, however, how about some of the girls from the game Guilty Gear, No Guns Life, or Mononoke Hime, Princess Mononoke? Wow, you've gone Ghibli on my ass. If I draw sexy Ghibli characters, I don't think I can. I think that's like an emotional limit for me. I will copy and pasted your suggestions, by the way. Thank you. I will more than happily do Studio Ghibli fan art. Absolutely. Like, the work is great. But I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be like spicy fan art. I don't think I want to do that. I would love to do some Princess Mononoke fan art, Spirited Away fan art, and maybe Kiki's Delivery Service. Like, I'd love to draw them and just like push my artistic ability, but they're not meant for lewding, man. It's such lovely, excellent animes. It's a bit like Nezuko. It's just, I can't do sexy Nezuko. It's not in me. Mr. Yurie says, from last episode, Rangiko is the ginger-haired cleavage showing Shinigami from Bleach. It was yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, I corrected myself a bit earlier, but you're absolutely right. It was Kurenai who uses a genjutsu on Itachi. It would be good to see Rangiku fan art too, because she's also very thick. Yes, it would be. Yes, it would, I agree. And Ragemon says, hey Mikey, hello there good sir. I recommend Dumbbell Nan Kilo Motero for you. It's an anime about exercise. You can learn a lot from this. Oh! Alright mate, that's a bit of a burn. And it has a lot of waifus too. Pipidi papidi pipidi Q. I don't even know what that last bit meant, but I think I've just summoned an evil spirit. Control C, thank you for the suggestions. Added, excellent. Yeah, I think I've heard about this. What weight kilogram dumbbells are you using? And also there's another one that people often suggest, plus-sized elf. I need to do some research, but I've just been so busy. Dylan77 Drum says, hello Mikey, I'm getting a tablet for my birthday, but I know nothing. No worries, Dylan. Can you please make a totally going over everything that has to do with it? Also, what program do you use? You've just given me a sip my cup of tea, coffee keyword there. One sec. That's a take a sip question. I use Photoshop. And I'd say the one thing is this, good sir, with tablets, literally the only main thing. When you use a tablet, it's not going to feel natural at first, and you might feel a little bit dissatisfied or a little bit disheartened. Do not worry, that is the most normal part of the process. Just keep using it, that feeling completely goes away, and then it feels like the most normal thing in the world. That's my main bit of advice to anyone who moves over to a tablet, screen or digital. It's not the same as paper. You do need to recalibrate your senses and your feeling of it. And it does happen, and it's fine. That's just how it goes. It's the emotional cycle of change. Michael Harper says, it's back! Hello there, Michael. I highly recommend an anime called Gleipnir. The concept is ridiculous. The waifus are varied. Oh, it's one of these ones, is it? And the action is gory as hell and restraint-free. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Control C. Control V. I'll look at that later, thank you. Let me just Google this. Gleipnir. I've never heard of this. At least with some of these suggestions, I've vaguely heard the words before. By Sun Takeda. Let me go into images. Oh, holy shit. Oh, she's dressing up in a crazy... Oh, holy shit. Okay, yeah, that does look mental. Mental is how I would describe the visuals of what I'm seeing so far. We'll come back to that. Imagine a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stand, but you have to unzip the stand and get inside of it. Good to know. Beverly Ann R says, do Brotherhood. And you're talking about Full Metal Alchemist here. It's more encompassing and you won't miss a single thing from the original. Oh, really? So I can skip the original and just do Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and crack on. Okay, thank you. That is good to know. Matt Carl says, "Hey Mikey." Hello there, Matt. It's my first time commenting. Welcome on in. I've been watching and listening since the Sexy Anime Saturdays. Oh, I remember those days. I love your style. Thank you. And I've been drawing off and on since the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm that old. Mate, you and me both. I think you could do a tutorial on horns and hair. That's my main struggle these days. And have you ever read Zombie Powder, done by the Bleach mangaka? No, I haven't. He did that before Bleach, right? I wish he would have continued that series, because it's only 4 volumes, and I would recommend books. Oh my god, if you guys know of a completed novel series, books, fantasy or sci-fi fantasy, must be complete, do tell me. My suggestion is Harlequin Chronicles by Steve Mahue. I'm rambling now, thanks for reading this. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Okay, let me just Control-C. Because I got sucked in. Another live streamer recommended The Name of the Wind, Patrick Rufus, in the uncompleted series. And then someone else recommended the fucking Stormlight Archives or Stormlight Chronicles. Fucking, you bastards. In my day, a series was completed. In my day, I used to read Margaret Way and Tracy Hickman, The Deathgate Cycle. Does anybody remember The Deathgate Cycle? With my boy, the first one, Dragon something, the second book, Elven Star, the third book, Lava Planet, the fourth book, it all merges together, and it had the guys who did magic and sung, and the guys who have magic tattoos. Do you know, guys, where are my Margaret Way, Tracy Hickman crew at? Where's my Deathgate Cycle boyos? Make yourself known. Anyway, thank you for the book suggestions, that's what I'm getting at. Fedan Griffols, Hugh the Hand, his name is Hugh, he was an assassin, and he dies and comes back or something? Anyway, Fedin Gridifols says, "Hey Mikey, call me Frith." Hello there, Frith. I don't know if you'll read this since I posted it so late in a video. Oh, I mix them up. I keep trying to mix up all the comments so that I'm not playing favourites and I'm trying to just catch as many of you guys as possible. So keep persevering. I'm currently working on an Earthbound animation. Earthbound, that was a video game, right? I'm trying to actually draw it well. Good for you, good sir. I hope you're doing all right too. I can't complain, thank you very much. I would love to hear some starter useful tips of colour and shapes from you. And also, if it's not too much asking, would you draw Jolene from JoJo's Part 6? Not yet. I'm not looking at any JoJo's beyond Part 4 because I don't want to give myself accidental spoilers by doing a Google image search. But, yeah, JoJo waifus are going to happen eventually. There's not many so far. It's Lisa. It's all about Lisa. She is such a powerful lady. And Cinnamon Sparkles says, there are literal pornography videos on YouTube that aren't rage restricted. Shake my head. There are. But, you know, if YouTube's censors are trained to see cleavage in a thumbnail, that's the issue. And a lot of my artwork involves cleavage. So what are we going to do about it? Anyway, YouTube flags Mikey's spicy art, says the Space Marine. Me, loads for Heavy Flamer. For the Emperor! Here to see! And Grim Paleta says, Mikey, does Dio come back in a series? All the JoJo fans. Well, cues roundabout. Oh, wait a minute. I'm really sorry about that. I just happened to have a kazoo within reach, and I'd like to apologise to everyone. Did some of you guys say you were wearing headphones earlier? You can unsubscribe. I won't hold that against you. I will understand. Drycon FX says, my guy has the nicest personality, yet the dirtiest mind. Oh my god, is that another person who said a very similar thing? Thank you so much. I mean, now don't get me wrong, like, I'm not afraid of some good spicy art, but you know, you can still do that and hopefully be a nice person. Or I'd hope so, at least. I'm trying to bridge the gaps here. I'm trying to tear down walls between spicy and non-spicy and let everybody know it's okay. I don't know. Ken's Japan KJ says, I see you're a man of culture. By the way, I really like your artwork. It helps to make me motivated to draw some more spicy girls. Woo. Excellent stuff. Guys, get your artwork cracking. Tell me about those books. Tell me about any flamboyant bad guys. Tell me who I need to be doing fan arts of. You guys are my eyes and ears. Indigo Emmanuel says, I love your content, man. I fell off watching art YouTube for a while, but I'm so glad your videos came back up on my feed because now it's time to binge and get back into the arty spirit. Yes, yes, yes. And Foolfather says, hey Mikey, greetings from Jamaica. Hello Foolfather. When I started drawing again, I was horrendous at the female figure, but thanks to you, I've advanced very quickly. Yes. Could you make another tutorial on boobs, but how they hang upside down? Yeah, so my how to draw boobs tutorial series is like some of the oldest on my channel. I won't be making those videos disappear or anything, but I will be redoing a few bits. We need to do one about boob physics in general, the hanging boob versus the squished boob, then the difference between fake boobs and real boobs, then small boobs versus large boobs, and yeah, squish, skin dentation, upside down hanging boob. Yeah. Because like when a lady lays on her back, that's a completely different setup from when she's standing up. Oh, mate, there's so many options. Anyway, yes is the short answer is yes. AMV Hour says, what brushes do you use for sketching? AMV, that is another trigger word for take a sip. Thank you very much. What pen do you use? What brush? Same thing. Sketching and colouring for line art. My brush pack is free. And my brush pack, except for one, is just brushes which are in Photoshop naturally. I've got a tutorial. It's the digital tutorial, and it's like how to do clean lines, brush art, blending, something like that. It's the first Photoshop tutorial I've got, basically, with just some basic stuffs. But there's a download link in there to my brushes. I only use about 5 or 6 because I'm a very simple man. I don't like too much choice. It's too much for me. And yeah, it's just in there. There's also a Dave Greco brush, who's another excellent artist. Guys, my boy Dave Greco is a Twitch live streaming artist, professional in the industry, and also has a YouTube channel, and he's very, very close to 100k subscribers. So type in Dave Greco or Dave Greco Art and go give him a follow. He's a top man. Mags TV says, just in time, I needed some background whilst I work. Thanks, mate. You're welcome, Mags. You're welcome. And Roy Lowe says, I'm putting this here because you didn't see it last week. That's the spirit, Roy. I recommend that you watch After School War Activities. It's a really good manhwa. The art style... it's a really good manhwa. The art style and colour scheme fits the atmosphere of the manhwa really well. The story is basically about students being pressured into becoming reservist soldiers after some weird aliens invade Earth. It really explores the psychological effects of death and fighting on the students, and it's really worth a read. Do we not? I feel like I've read this before at some point, but dude, Roy, thank you. Added. Excellent. Yeah, that sounds messed up, man. And SM Smurfy says, I started this video whilst playing GTA, and I ended drawing my GTA characters in a chibi style in a cool and dynamic pose. I made it my PC background because I'm so proud. Thank you for the inspiration. Hey, that's awesome, man. That's really cool to hear. And Shuberman Rafara, oh, we're talking about flamboyant bad guys now, says, Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. He's the rather extra villain. And also, talking about anime remakes, I'd say Fruit Basket 2019 is nice. And as for games, the Resident Evil 2 remake is great. The Resident Evil 2 remake is great. That is a really, really great example of a remake. Still love the original. We still got the original. But 2 was really something. Now, I never really gotten into the original Resident Evil 3 because I played it for a little bit. It was too actiony, too explodey, too many big guns too early, too many zombies moving a bit too quickly. I was just like, I don't like it. And the Resident Evil 3 remake, wow, that game disappointed a lot of people. It's got replayability to do the challenges, but it's relatively short. Now, actually, I don't mind relatively short. One of the biggest sins a video game can do for me is be a little bit too long. Like Alien Isolation would have been perfect if it was only 3/4 the length in my book. But it just didn't include a load of stuff the original had, and it felt a bit too episodic. You jump from one location to another, one character to another, and it felt very much like scenes or a mise-en-scène for an entire game, as opposed to a flowing progression that Resident Evil 2 felt like. Resident Evil 2, you start here and you make it there. Resident Evil 3, it's like, now this random chapter, now this random chapter, with a big cutscene in between all of these rather closed locations. So it's set in a wider city. Theoretically, you're on the streets, but it felt smaller because these are all tight, closed locations. Anyway, it's that overall feeling that I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, what am I rambling on about? Long story short, yes, thank you very much. Thank you for the suggestions. Fruits Bastic Remake. Santi Megianti says, oh, I like your name. Try to draw Carrot from One Piece. I'm interested in skin with fur technique. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know who that character is. Yeah. God, Carrot's really late in the day. That's after the story arc where they're on the back of a giant elephant. Yes. Santi Megianti, thank you very much. Chameleon S, well, we've got Eva in the chat. Sees Mikey's smiling face on the thumbnail and is convinced Mikey is the best Tsunade. Why, thank you so much. That smiling face was only there because YouTube removed the thumbnail and it defaulted to a picture of me. Now, I have done a test run as well. I talked about what I did earlier and then they deleted the video altogether. I've re-edited a previous Draw of Mikey episode so that the first 5 minutes is literally just a picture of a thumbnail, which they would otherwise remove. And when I uploaded it just to see what happens, YouTube still defaulted image number 1 to later in the video. So yeah, you just can't win. It's almost like you have to follow the T's and C's and community guidelines of this platform. But the motherfucking community guidelines of a platform, like 2 years ago, were way more chill and relaxed than now. I used to be able to put up boobs in the thumbnails all day long, but now they're fucking acting like that was never allowed, and they're just, I hate YouTube. I love you guys. It's all about you. Anyway. Animaxa says, hello Mikey, hello Animaxa. I was inspired to draw spicy fan art from you and I enjoyed listening to your videos whilst I draw. Fantastic. Right now I'm working on drawing spicy fan art from one of my anime husbandos as I drew it because I needed to practice drawing for male anatomy and other research purposes. Oh my, that sounds a bit H. I was happy with how it came out and hopefully finished. Hey, fantastic. I'm really pleased. Onamag Epinomo, am I saying that correctly? Says, seeing Mikey changing the thumbnail from Tsunade to his face was so sad and hilarious at the same time. Okay, guys, just to reaffirm, that's not me changing it. I put up the thumbnail, YouTube deletes the thumbnail and defaults it to my face from the beginning of the video. That's the automatic system doing that. And then about half an hour later, I might get an email from YouTube letting me know that they've done that. So I'm just off living my life, having made the video, not knowing that YouTube once again has deleted the thumbnail. So, and that's the thing. The moment they delete that thumbnail, it then also kills the video. They stop showing it to people. They stop adding it to suggested and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully I've put a big enough censored bar on this particular Hinata's thumbnail so that it doesn't trigger the thumbnail needs to be double checked system so that some arsehole in YouTube doesn't take it down. Because if they do, that also kills this particular video. So it'll probably be like relatively popular for maybe the first 2 or 3 hours and then it just dies. Oh, jump. I'm getting myself so angry. Terrible older sister says, hey Mikey, hello there TOS. Could you do a tutorial on drawing glasses from angles, including 3/4 and front facing? I struggle with drawing them. That's a great suggestion. That is a suggestion that somebody else has come up with a while ago as well. And I thoroughly agree because there's something really great about glasses if you get them right with your character, especially at 3/4 angle, is that because they're kind of projected forward away from the eyes but still sitting on the nose, it's like this element that further reinforces how three-dimensional an anime character's face might be, and it really makes it work. It can, well, you can get it wrong and it's terrible, I have plenty of times, but it can really bump up your character design and make it really good. And my Devil-chan, Patreon-chan OC character, she wears some glasses when she's just chilling out doing somewhere. I don't know if she's full-time on the glasses. I haven't actually decided that yet. But she does have glasses and a few iterations that you put her in. I'm going to say glasses for work, contacts for the sexy time. Let's do that. Brai Uchiha says, hey man, I love you, I work, I'm still trying to get back into drawing. Thank you. But I still enjoy your drawings though. It's very hard to get back in because of work right now. I think I understand that sentence. Yeah, man, we're all, mate. It's not... Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that you might not have noticed. I know a lot of you guys are very alert and aware, but this is probably quite underground. It's not been the most amazing year for the world in general. So, yeah, I do appreciate it's sometimes quite trying times and all that sort of shit. But, yeah, much love. And Mikey, you need to keep the politics out of your videos. You need to keep the politics out of your art. Yeah, I know, but also Black Lives Matter. So fucking get over it. Untempered Production says, hey, what's up, Mikey? Hello there, Untempered. I'm working on some anatomy at the moment. I'm heading off to university to do animation. You animation people are a different breed. I'm very impressed. And I need to know this shit, so thanks for the awesome tutorials and the good listening materials. You're welcome. I hope you have a fantastic time and a fantastic future in the world of animation. Holy shit. Cinnamon Sparkle says, watch the She-Ra remake. She-Ra? She-Ra. She-Ra? Is that set in the same universe as He-Man? Look, I've heard of She-Ra, but it's not triggering anything in my childhood. It's He-Man and She-Ra, right? But I thought it was He-Man and the Masters of Universe. She-Ra? She-Ra? Okay, I'm going to have to Google that. I can't. Anyway, they've made a remake of She-Ra. I remember Thundercats. I remember He-Man. But She-Ra? We're going to come back to it. Thank you very much. By the way, I've just realised there's like a gap in my knowledge. And Noxian says, hello there, Mikey. Long-time fan. Hello there, good sir. I've been having troubles with my art not getting attention. I would consider myself intermediate, but I get less attention now that I think I'm doing better. Any tips to keep motivated when you think your art's not good enough? Yeah, keep improving. Keep watching people's artwork that does still motivate you. Be aware that it's all a journey. And yeah, people's standards can be really, really high out there. The better you try to make your art and the less chibi or basic, the more difficult your audience is actually going to be towards it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We've just hit the end. Much love. Get in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Take care.